Good morning, beautiful women.
Happy Monday.
It is Monday. I actually like Mondays.
Oh my gosh. I do too. How was your weekend, Shelly?
It was pretty awesome. We got to spend some time with some of the grandkids and let our daughter get some homework done back in college again. And then yesterday we were supposed to ride with some friends, but someone lost the keys to the bike.
Oh my gosh. Did Sarge take them?
Oh. Yeah, he wanted to go. He's like, "You're not going if I'm not going." I don't see a sidecar out there yet.
Oh my goodness. And it was a beautiful day.
It was, but you know what? We made the best out of it, and he finally did find the keys. However, in between, I said, let's just go grab some breakfast or something. We just got to get out of this. Oh, you know how when you something goes differently than you're anticipating, it can just cause a lot of angst, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. And, this is one of the things we're going to be talking about in our live masterclass
Yes.
is mindset and understanding that when you start feeling that happening, the very best thing you can do is step away and allow yourself to calm down. And that's from the inside out, and let your mind clear. And then you can come back. And it's so interesting. I mean, I know you do this, Melahni, because we've talked about this before. When you get stuck on something, you just have to walk away for a bit and do some of the things that we teach, whether it's diaphragmatic breathing or meditation, something that allows your body, you use your body to trick your mind into getting back into clarity. And then he was able to find the key. Now it was too late then. They were already an hour and a half down the road, our friends, but he got a lot done yesterday, and so did I otherwise. So it's all good. It's all about perspective.
Yes. But some of us, right? We would thrive in, we're not going to be able to get done what we had on our list today. And so sometimes you're pulled into a direction because you need that time. Your brain needs that time. Your brain needs that time. I typically, if I'm in that frantic mode, I will take everything out of a closet or take everything out of a cabinet and start reorganizing. It's that I don't know. I don't have OCD. However, it makes me feel like I have control over something, right? So if it's physical, or if it's like do the breathing exercises or go on a walk, but knowing what that is to trigger you to help you get clear. And so it's different for everybody.
Oh, yes, absolutely. There's so many techniques, and we're going to cover a lot of different things, but whatever you do has to fit who you are. It has to feel good to you. Well, I think one of the things I feel like we really focus on a lot, though, is being okay with things not being okay. That sometimes things aren't going to be great. And sometimes you're going to feel like you are underwater and looking up at the surface and wondering, can I hold my breath long enough to get there?
Oh,
No?
yes. It's so true. It's so true. And you feel like in the middle of that, you're suffocating and drowning and trying to figure out what is going to happen next. And for women that are, successful women that are organizing, leading, really trying to plan the next thing for people in your life and yourself, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard every single day, because you got to take that step and breathe. You got to step back and realize that, the world's not going to stop if you don't get everything on your list done. It's not going to stop.
Absolutely. And that makes me think of something else. And I think that so many people, but women in particular, try to do things in a bubble.
Mm.
We feel like we have to do it ourselves, by ourselves.
Mm.
And that's one of the major reasons that you and I created Scale for Women, because we know that it's okay. And in fact, you will get farther faster
Mm.
when you bring in other people to help you to gain the clarity, to look at a situation, whether it's a challenge or an opportunity,
Mm.
with a different viewpoint, with a different perspective, with a fresh set of eyes. And it's just so powerful, and it makes things so much more palatable and fun.
Fun's the key word, right?
It is for me. And I know not everybody has the same personality as me. Thank God you do. So
But sometimes we don't give ourselves permission, right? We think that everything has to be just cookie cutter. It has to be on a list. It has to be so organized. You are way more structured than I am, way more structured than I am. Although we have the same why, we both have challenge. We show it differently, but it adds value to our life because we know what makes us thrive. What makes us show up is helping to support, to energize, to push that envelope, to help pull people forward. And that's why we exist. That is the ultimate reason of why we exist every single day, whether we're doing it for ourselves or others. That is the key to what makes us have fulfillment in life. And when we know that, we build a life around things that are only fulfilling. We give
Mhm.
ourselves permission for that process. And I just think a lot of people right now, the reason that we decided to do this too, Shelly, was we were feeling a little out of sync. It's like, we got to get back into the groove of how do we serve even bigger? Because COVID has killed a lot of organizations. It's killed a lot of
Mhm.
dreams. It's killed a lot of momentum. And this year is all about momentum. People want to get back together. They want to be in groups. They want to have masterminds. They want to learn at a level that they can say, okay, that inspired me to do the next thing. I'm ready
Mhm.
now to do the next thing that I've been waiting on, because you can hear it a billion times, but it's when you're ready and you hear it, watch out, because
Mhm.
then you're unstoppable, right?
Absolutely. And this past week, you and I were both flying around with our hair on fire. And literally you were flying out to Colorado to do teaching out there. I was doing presentations here in Lafayette for a conference that hasn't been in person for 2 years. And they had a stellar turnout because people want to be connected. They want to reconnect physically and emotionally. And, we love Zoom because we can reach a lot of people. We love Facebook and LinkedIn because we have the opportunity to reach a lot of people. But when you're in the room,
Mm.
oh my goodness, that feeling is so much different.
Mhm.
And for some people, it's energizing and empowering. And you're right, I am structured. I do agree, I'm more structured than you, but that's because for me, I had to make sure that I got the processes and systems down because of my lack of organization naturally,
Mm.
so that I could have more fun.
Mm.
Because if I don't get my work done, then I can't have fun.
Yeah, I hear you. It is a
So
process though, but when you learn that, that's the one thing that I said about my morning devotional. It has been 1,085 days, I think, today. And yet that's how I start my day. That's what I do every single day, because it gives me that structure to say, how do I add value to my life so that I can get clarity? And then the processes through that are just, what do you say no to? And what do you say yes to? And
I have to tell on myself.
that's what's been so clear though.
So, the whole consistency thing, And so I'm going to tell on myself here. So I use YouVersion, which is an app you can get on your phone, and it has over 100 different translations of the Bible, and it has thousands of devotionals. And so I have actually completed almost 300 devotionals. I've been using this app since 2012. In fact, I was one of the beta testers for it, and I love it. And you would think that since I've been using this app since 2012, I've had a pretty long, because it tells you how many days in a row and how many weeks in a row you have been in the app. So I was trying to do this. I'm like, I'm gonna go this whole year. I'm gonna do it 365. I got to 99. And I missed a day, and I was, oh my gosh. So then I started over, and now I'm at day 129.
But you know what? Here's the thing. It's the effort, right? It's the momentum that you create that you realize that, gosh, it wasn't just one day. It was 99 days. That's
Yes.
huge. And that's where, right, we say mindset wise, I failed. No, you didn't. Think of what you learned in those 99 days that gave you the confidence to say, I'm going to get up and do this again. I am committed to this. Life happens, right? Just life happens. And yet we hold ourselves really more feet to the fire and accountability of we're a failure if we can't be perfect. It's just crazy. And as women, we especially struggle with that because, you know, if we're surrounded by male leaders, they expect us to show up as women, as the nurturers, as the ones that can figure it all out. And sometimes, you know, in those environments, what I've found is you don't always get the credit that's due. And so you don't give yourself credit because you have other people's beliefs that just, you know, you take your seat where you are supposed to sit. They have a placemat for you. You have your card and you sit at this seat every time instead of knowing that you can do more and you can become the person that's actually putting the seats at the table. And
Exactly.
so, yeah, it's just such a mindset process. And
And,
Shelly, oh
you're
my
right.
gosh.
I mean, I would have, 10 years ago, I would have beat myself up over that. And I may not have continued because this is my goal. I didn't hit it. So, oh, well, might as well move on to the next thing. And that's not the mindset of a winner. That's not the mindset of someone who thrives in life, because you don't give up even when you hit a stumbling block. I don't know anybody who's been ultra successful or any kind of successful in anything in life that didn't stumble, that didn't take steps backwards, that didn't have to maybe repath, take a different path at a point. It's about that introspection, reflection, and, oh my goodness. Well, we can talk about this all day long.
Well, I'm excited because we had a chat last night. So for those of you, we wanted to get on here real quick this morning. This is kind of an unannounced, meet and greet, if you will, because we got on the chat last night. And so I had never used it. Again, this is a new tool that Facebook has given us. So if you're in the group, we're going to start doing some of these live chats just so that we can start networking. It's a lot more fun than it is just to get on Zoom because you can get on your phone. I don't know that I ever succeeded with it on the computer. So I would advise you, when you try it the first time, try it on your phone. And in the chat section, so if you're looking on your computer, it's on the left-hand side and it says all the different features of the group. And there is a chat section. Underneath that was tip the scale in your favor. And that was what you just needed to click on. On your phone, I believe it's at the top across kind of the horizontal line. And if you select the chat, you can also select what chat to go into. And so we wanted to offer an opportunity for people to just hop on and ask questions. Maybe you haven't been able to get on the lives. Maybe you haven't been able to get into the mastermind. You haven't been able to take advantage of some of these live challenges. Yet we know that we're getting a lot of feedback from the group and the members that this is bringing value to you. So we're trying to figure out, timing wise, what we can do to help create more of the community to get you all involved in meeting each other. So we have amazing women in this group. And so I encourage you to reach out and collaborate with these women because just put somebody in here yesterday, Elizabeth, and I'm never going to pronounce her name right, Buldon. I met her through Diane Dick. And she has helped me with proposals, with structuring opportunities, with doing marketing pieces. Like, ladies, she's the bomb if you need help with that. And so now she's in this group. So take advantage of her. But Shelly, we decided, the 23rd, Friday is the 23rd. That is our early bird cutoff for our event. Early bird cutoff. And so we had been doing some really creative things to try to get the word out there about this live in-person event. And so, one of the things that we wanted to do is offer a code, right? A code to sign up, because a lot of people have been asking like, well, where's the hotel and how do we register for that? So we got on chat last night just to talk about that and let you guys know the offering that we have for this event. We set it up a day and a half. It's in Bloomington. Friday night, it starts October the 28th. You can register starting at noon. And then we're going to have activities all the way till 6, 7, 8 o'clock with dinner and unbelievable mindset training. And then we're going to go into Saturday with breakfast, with the why, living your why, understanding the discovery of your why, how you do what you do and what you ultimately deliver through an algorithm, just like some of these other ones that you've taken. We're going to compare the ones that you have taken and really get you in alignment with what does that actually mean? You can take assessments all day long, but until you know what you're doing in your life and how to apply those and how to use your strengths to show up with energy, feminine energy, that you can now up level everything that you're doing, get that momentum started. And then Saturday, we're going to close out the day with connecting with your DISC assessment, with a sales leader DISC. Now, this is different than if you guys have taken DISC before. It's different. Shelly, you're the consultant level for the Maxwell DISC, and it is different. And you do this all the time, like I do the why all the time. It is a deep dive into your psyche, what you believe about yourself, what you can do, what's possible, and then really setting up a game plan to help you guys get to the next level, to scale, either scale back and reorganize or scale up. And I'm just so excited about this because it's right here in our hometown. It's in Indiana. It's in Bloomington. It's at a gorgeous boutique hotel, and we really want you to participate. So, Shelly, what's the deal? What are we doing with this now? Because we want to get people in the seats, in the house.
So when we designed this event, we designed it to be not just a sit in your chair and learn. Neither one of us enjoy that, and neither one of us teach that way. So we wanted this to be more intimate, but with enough women in the room that you could really develop some unique and powerful connections, some relationships. So we only have built this for up to a maximum of 50 women in the room. And with that, we also understand this is kind of a crazy time of year. Most of the conferences that are being held are, in September, October, and then you're into the holiday season. And if you're marketing, and you have retail sales, this is a big time of year. But we totally believe that with what we are bringing to the table, with the value that we know we have to share and give and pour into women, that it will absolutely take your fourth quarter and then into 2023 to a whole different level.
Mhm.
We also don't want the cost to be a barrier. So, yes, we totally understand and believe the value that we have put on the trainings, the teaching, the experience, but we want you in the room. We want you to be a part of something that is a movement and empowering and gives you heightened skills, heightened ability. And so we are going to, through this Friday only, through the end of the early bird registration, you can attend this 1.5 day intensive and fun masterclass with the assessments included for both Y and DISC, all of the training, of course, the Scale for Women workbook with breakfast on Saturday, lunch on Saturday, lunch on Friday, dinner on Friday night, and then an amazing venue to socialize after when we're done, because none of us are going to be ready to go to bed. I know that. For $1,000. And that's going to include your room for Friday night at the Graduate.
Yes, it's going to include your room on Friday night. So if you're staying Saturday night, you can join us Saturday night. You don't have to stay Saturday night. If you live here in Indiana, you could come down Friday, spend the night Friday. If you register for this early bird, you can get your hotel cost covered. So that's what we really felt like this needed in this package. I know we've got some people traveling in that are going to be with plane flights and things. Don't let that scare you. We always have ways to work things out. Now, remember, Stephanie Ellis is Travel Girl. She's in this group. She is ready. She's on the website, scaleforwomen.com. You can just click on the links there on her logo. You can get her scheduled. She will help you with anything that you need travel wise. If you need to coordinate a flight in,
Rental car.
a rental car, if you need to, if you want to team up with other people, we'll know who's flying in at what time. So that's why we wanted to start kind of registration at noon. And then really, we're not going to start the actual in-person training until about 2:00.
2:00.
So you've got some time, but it's, Friday and Saturday, the end of the month, and it's Shelly's birthday. So come celebrate with us.
And for those who have already registered, we are going to cover your room too.
Yes.
You're not going to get penalized because you got in early.
Yes, absolutely. And here's the thing, bring your friends, because this is a time when you can regroup. If you've got a friend that's across the country and you say, look, this is something that we could do together, because there is no other workshop that we have put together, Shelly, that gives you so much value from the mindset and then going into really using these true discoveries of these assessments as a sales leader, as a female sales leader, influencing, directing people. Scale is about sales, confidence, and leadership excellence. We forget to say that. That is the core of why we designed this group, to help you build sales confidence and leadership excellence. So whatever position you're in, whatever you're striving for, your family, your community, your career, a side business, whatever that is, building the teams, we want you in this room because we know the value that it has. My gosh. And Shelly, that's not all, because when we think about the conference itself, but it includes 6 months of the inner circle. So that's group coaching. That's weekly masterminds. That is so much that you cannot really afford not to do it.
Oh my goodness. The group coach. So the inner circle is 100. And if you just want to join inner circle as a member, it's $197 a month. So 6 months of that is $1,182. We want you in the room. $1,000 gets you all of the training, 1-night hotel, meals while you're there. And get this, all of the rooms are single occupancy, king size beds. So this is a bit of a retreat too, because it's you, and you can, after we're done, you can go back to your room and do whatever you want to do. You don't have to share a room with anyone. This is about you having some alone time. Oh my goodness. How much do moms need that? And moms building businesses. Oh, goodness gracious. We want you to have an experience, a transformational experience. That's what this weekend is about.
Yep, it is. So if you go to the early bird registration, you can type in the code LD, like Lewis and
Lima Delta.
Lima Delta. There you go. There you go.
For all our military friends.
LD. And so this is for your early bird registration. This is for all of the bells and whistles that we want to give to you, because we know that it's important. We value you. We want you on this journey. We know that you are so ready. You're ready for this. And we're ready. We're ready to lean into you. We're ready to make this happen for you. We've done it with companies. We are constantly training. We're constantly out in the community. And we know that this is something that people are going to everywhere now. They're feeling safe. They want to be back connected. And so it's, to me, Shelly, it's a responsibility. It's, if we don't do this, we're missing out. We're missing out on the opportunity to connect with women. That it's that one connection. It's the one connection in your life that takes you to the next level. And so we want to encourage you, get in this room, connect to these women, get on our lives here in the chat. We're going to keep doing these chats. So when they pop up, if you see them on your phone, hop in the room and connect to people and find out what's going on. But we're excited.
We are excited. And I want to share, I don't know how many of you follow me on LinkedIn, but I posted. So first of all, I contributed a chapter to Melahni's new book coming out in October. Woo-hoo! And then I'm also writing my own book right now, which I have been talking about for 4 years. But this is how connection works. And it isn't always overnight, but it does if you will open your eyes and just be open to receiving, then things happen. And so I had the opportunity to fill in at a conference last October that a speaker had to drop out at the last minute. And through a referral from someone I had just finished doing a 5-week leadership series for, they referred me to the person who was booking the speakers for this conference. And myself and 4 or 5 other people were being looked at, and I was selected. So, woo, I was excited. I only had a week and a half to prepare 2 different workshops for this event, for this conference, but I got her done. So the second one of the day, this woman walks in the back of the room as I'm, finishing up, wrapping things up. And she stood at the back of the room. And when we were done, she came walking up to me and she said, "That was pretty good." But we had no idea who the other one was. As it turns out, she was the next speaker. So she says, I really think I want to connect you to this woman named Christine Burrows. we're starting a new national people network. Okay, great. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get in contact. Christine contacts me. We hook up. She tells me about the powered by Purple Ink network. I end up like, this is awesome. I want to be part of this. And so I joined them. And then April, they have their very first summit, and in person in Carmel, Indiana. And so I go, and then I get asked to be on a panel with Jody Curtis, who is the owner of Purple Ink, powered by Purple Ink, the Joy Powered Network, to share our entrepreneurial journeys. And then on top of that, I decide I'm going to go to this breakout session by this woman named Beth Rashley, who her breakout was on her author journey. And because of that, I was like, okay. Whew. So I go up to Beth afterwards. I'm like, I'm really interested in getting in touch with you about how this and who you went through and blah, blah, blah. So then we connect on LinkedIn, and she connects me to Eric Koester, who is a professor at Georgetown University, and they have a program called the Book Creators Never Write Alone program. And it's a hybrid publishing thing and a book creating thing. And so I end up finally committing to writing my book. But it started over a year ago with a connection. And honestly, I could go clear back another 6 years if I really wanted to do the genealogy of how this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't immediate, but
you have to think about, I use this all the time. I spoke with Top Floor Women last week. Steve Jobs, he said it in his 2005 graduation speech, his commencement speech to Stanford. It is connecting those dots. If you don't understand that in your life and you haven't done that yet, go back and think about where you are today based on those people, those ideas, those opportunities that you decided to be in that room at that moment. You decided to be in that room in that moment, and that's what changed everything.
mm-hmm.
But you have to step in, right? You have to be the one to step forward, make that investment of time, money, resources, energy, whatever it is, so that you can then say, wow, that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done that.
Exactly.
And that's what we're putting together.
Yeah.
We want to be here because this is going to help you connect that dot to say, gosh, that's when I learned, and that's when I got clear on. And that helped me get to the next position that I'm really ready to go to. Just don't know what that looks like. So,
oh yeah. All right, ladies, join us.
I know. My gosh, we both have a 9 o'clock.
I know.
So LD, I'm going to put that in the comments here, but go to the early bird registration. LD, it includes everything we talked about. We'll put some notes in here. If you have questions, please reach out to us. You guys are great about that. Those of you that are in the mastermind, we will see you at noon today for Put Your Dream to the Test, chapters 9 and 10. And we're finishing that up. Next week is the mapping. And then we're doing Becoming a Person of Influence. Shelly, is that the next one? Yes.
Yes.
So very excited.
We have a 3-day challenge coming up this week, and we're going to do it in the evening for 3 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week will be the 3-day challenge. And it's going to be on the keys to unlocking and kicking out the thief of comparison.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right, ladies.
Right. See you.
Peace.
Have a great day. Have a great week. And remember, continue to scale in your life. And you know me, be an everyday leader.
Ah,
All right.